Hello, welcome to your yoga mat. Today's practice is going to focus a lot on just kind of stretching the body, some yin poses. There will be some standing poses as well, but for many people, yoga is a complement to some cardio practices like running or biking or walking and things like that. And so today's practice is what I tend to use when my body's a little tight after a long week of other workouts, but I also like to use this as a way just to really unwind the body, to realign the energy. I would invite you to have a yoga strap, or I grabbed a scarf. A towel works as well for some of the poses that we'll be doing today. So let's get started in a child's pose. Knees come to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together. Arms reach overhead as you allow the forehead to sink onto the earth and draw your focus, your attention to your breath. Begin to deepen that breath, filling up every lobe of the lungs. Sending the breath deep into the belly. Let there be a slight pause. And then press that air back out through the nose. Soften the fingers and the hands. Let the wrists release toward the earth and the forearms. Shoulders, let go of any tension. Feel the shoulder blades release down. The low back softens. And the hips release. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. On the inhale, feel that breath fill the belly, but also fill up your entire backside. Rib cage expands. And then as the exhale releases out, everything relaxes toward earth. Activate a little bit of energy in the arms by pushing into the hands and straightening the arms. Elbows slightly lift off of the earth. And then rise up to a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Push into the earth with the palms. On an inhale, lift chin, chest, tailbone to the sky. Cow pose. Exhale, round the back to come into cat. Sending gaze toward the belly button. Pushing shoulder blades up to the sky. Inhale, return for a little bit of a deeper cow. That just means that you feel the belly stretch. Exhale, round the back to come into cat. Inhale, one more cow here. Exhale, rounding for cat. Neutral spine. Send the left leg long, toes on the earth. Hips are square toward the earth. Shift the weight back and forth a little bit so that you're stretching out the sole of the foot. And then shoulders over the wrist, spin the sole of the foot flat. Slight diagonal of the right shin as the left arm reaches up to the sky for a variation of side plank. Really root down into that left foot. And then reach the left arm overhead, palm faces down, gaze up, spinning heart to sky. Focus on the breath. Top hand to the earth, knee returns to the earth, tabletop. Send the right leg long behind you, toes on the earth. And shift the weight front to back just to stretch out the sole of the foot. Keep the belly drawn in here. Shoulders come back over the wrist. Spin the sole of the foot flat. Diagonal with that left shin, right arm up to the sky. Root down into the right leg. So you get that beautiful side stretch. And then you reach the right arm forward, palm down, gaze up. Find the length by really reaching the fingertips away from the sole of that right foot. And then release the hand down, tabletop. Inhale, left arm reaches to the sky for a twist. Exhale, thread that arm through, bringing the left shoulder and temple down to the earth. Threading the needle here. Feeling that stretch in the upper back. Press down into the right hand to reach the left arm back up to the sky. And then release it down, tabletop. Inhale, right arm reaches to the sky. Find that twist, draw the belly in. On your next exhale, thread that arm through, right shoulder and temple to the earth. Draw your attention to your breath. Push down into the left hand, reach the right arm up to the sky for that twist. And set it down. Walk the hands toward the knees, come to a nice tall spine. Tuck the toes under, hands come behind the head. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the right. Open up the arms nice and wide, and then reach the right hand for the back heel. Left arm to the sky. Draw the pelvic floor up toward the rib cage and gaze up toward the left fingertips. Return to the wide-armed twist. Hands come behind the head and turn back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist to your left. Open up the arms nice and wide. Reach the left hand for the back heel, right arm up to the sky, gaze up. Pelvic floor lifts toward the rib cage. Push the thighs forward. And of course, breathe. Return to the open arm twist. Hands come behind the head. And come back to center. Hands release down, walking them forward. Toes are already tucked under. Send the hips high, downward facing dog. Setting your drishti, your gaze, right between the feet here. And letting go of any judgment, any expectations for this practice. And instead choosing to just simply be in this moment, right here, right now, on your mat, in this down dog. One breath, one inhale, one exhale at a time. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Keep the shoulders square to the earth. Bend that right knee, dropping that heel toward the left shoulder. Straighten the leg, three-legged down dog. On the exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Release the back knee to the earth. Arms sweep to the sky. Hands can come into your back pockets. Squeeze elbows together. Gaze up as you shift some weight forward to stretch out that left hip flexor. Draw the shoulder blades and the shoulders down to the low back. Inhale, arms high to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step it back to a high plank. Draw the belly in, push the earth away. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Those thighs are lifting toward the sky. Spread the shoulder blades across the back. Know that you can be on your knees here. And then send the hips high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lift the left leg to the sky. Keep the shoulders square to the earth. Bend the left knee, releasing that heel toward right shoulder. So think about dropping the armpits just a little bit. Straightening that leg. On the exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Release right knee to the earth, arms sweep to the sky. Hands come into those imaginary back pockets. Squeeze the elbows together. Push forward as the gaze goes up. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth, lift the back knee, stepping it back, high plank. Come to the knees, lower to the belly. Arms reach forward to begin, pinkies push down into the earth, elbows are slightly lifted, but see if you can rotate the shoulders outward. Feet are pressing down into the mat and then tilt the pelvic floor up toward the rib cage. Goalpost the arms, elbows hover, hands slightly higher than the elbows. And now lift the inner thigh toward the sky. Hands reach back toward the feet. Chin and chest lift a little bit higher, but the feet are still rooted down. Lower to the belly, hands come underneath the shoulders, push up to tabletop, tuck the toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to step it forward, low lunge. This time, push down into the right heel. Airplane the arms, finding our balance for just a few breaths here, and finding length. Lengthen the spine as you reach the crown of the head forward, and then we'll release the left hand to the earth. Right arm starts up to the sky on a deep inhale, really reach taller. Exhale, sweep that arm back and down to the ankle. Inhale, bend the elbow, reach to the sky. Exhale, circle it around. Inhale, bend the elbow, reach to the sky. Exhale, circle it around. Inhale, reach tall. Hand comes down to the earth. Step it back, high plank. Send the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward, low lunge. Draw the left hip in, push into that left heel. Airplane the arms as the crown of the head reaches forward. So we squeeze those shoulder blades together. Shoulders away from the ears as the fingertips reach back. And then release that right hand to the earth. And make 3 circles with the arm, matching your breath to the movement. Hand returns to the earth. This time we'll step that right foot forward. Separate the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Lower the bum to come into a yogi squat. So elbows typically inside of the knees. Palms come to heart center, closing the eyes. Take a cycle of breath here in gratitude for someone or something in your day today. And a cycle of breath in forgiveness of yourself or of another. and a cycle of breath to set an intention for this practice. I am, and whatever it is that you need to be today. I am strong, I am brave, I am patient, I am kind. Release the hands to the earth and come onto your back. Take that scarf or strap or whatever it is that you have, and you'll bring it around the sole of your right foot, sending that foot straight up to the sky, and then the left leg long in front of you on the earth, flexing both feet. Pull down on the strap with both hands and feel that hip sink down into the earth. And then take that strap or scarf or towel with just the right hand. Left arm goes out to a T. Open the right leg up to the right and then slightly over the right shoulder. And I'm running into my wall a little bit, so I'm going to just move over here. Keep the left foot flexed. Leg returns to center. Grab the strap or block with the left hand, right arm out to a T. Keep the left foot flexed, pinky toe to sky, and draw the right leg slightly across the body without lifting the right hip. So most people can really only move that leg across a few inches. I immediately feel that tightening of the IT band, which runs from basically your hip along the outside of the thigh and then connects right behind the knee. You'll notice people will sometimes be able to go all the way across, but what they're doing there is they're lifting this entire hip off of the earth. So draw that hip back down and really draw that stretch into the IT band. Come back to center, both hands to the strap. Pull down on the strap as you lift the forehead up toward the shin. Releasing it down, remove the foot from the strap, send the leg long, and shake things out. I usually feel as though that entire leg grew about an inch. And then we'll set up the other side. So left foot comes into that towel or strap and just pull down. Feel the hip releasing into its socket. Flex the right foot, pinky toe to sky. Left hand to the strap, right arm out to a T, and then we'll open up to the left. Think about really opening up to the side and then slightly over the left shoulder. No surprises if one leg opens up more deeply than the other. Return to center, right hand to that strap, flexing both feet once again. Remember that right pinky toe up to the sky, left arm out to a T, and draw the leg across the body, keeping the hip down. So I went for a fairly long run this morning, so my IT bands are really tight. And they typically are fairly tight, but I know that I need to stretch them a little bit more. So this is a good stretch for that. Breathe into that tightness and into that discomfort. Reminding yourself that you will eventually release from it. Coming to center for that release. Both hands come to the strap. And then lift the chest up, forehead toward the shin. And release, send that leg long, full body stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Walk the hands and the legs off of the mat over to the right, crossing that left ankle over the right ankle. This is a milder stretch for that IT band that we just worked. Come back to center. Exhale, arms and legs over to the left, crossing right ankle over the left. I like to reach for my right wrist, stretching out the side body. And come to center. Tabletop on your back, arms up to the sky, knees at a 90-degree bend. So no matter what we're doing, having a strong core is really important. This is a nice light core exercise. We'll reach the right arm back, left leg pushes forward, hovering an inch off of the earth. Come back to center, tabletop on the back, left arm reaches back, right leg forward. And back to center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, change sides. Exhale, center. Try to keep a neutral spine. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Release the left foot to the earth, cross the right ankle over that left thigh, reach on through for a figure four, and you'll pull that left thigh toward the body, opening up the hips here. This is a supine half pigeon. Release the hands, but slide the right knee over the left knee, and then reach the hands for the feet like handlebars, supine cow face. The key here is to really soften the thighs toward the chest, soften the shoulders toward earth, and allow the hips to open up. Breathe a little bit deeper. And release by sending the legs straight up to the sky. Flex and point the feet a few times. Right foot comes to the earth. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Reach on through, grab behind the thigh, pull it toward the body. Flex both feet here, and maybe that left elbow pushes onto the left leg just to push it forward a bit, deepen that stretch. And then we'll slide the left knee over the right. Reach for the feet. Soften the legs toward the chest. Soften the shoulders toward earth. It's easy here to reach the chin up toward the sky. See if you can drop it down and have a nice long neck. Legs reach to the sky. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock and roll up to a seated position. Cross-legged seat. Arms reach to the sky. Exhale. Twist to your right. Left hand to the knee. Right arm behind you. Send your gaze over your shoulder. Inhale, return to center, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand to the knee, left arm behind you. Return to center. make your way to a down dog. And we'll transition into just a few standing poses to really move that energy along the spine. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale to step it forward. Low lunge. Crescent lunge is next. Push down into that right heel. Draw the right hip in. And inhale the arms to the sky. Always have the option to stay with the back knee down in this crescent lunge. Hands come to heart center. Lean forward, lift the back heel unless the knee is down, and twist to the right. Elbow outside the right thigh, left elbow straight up to the sky. Slowly return to crescent lunge. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale, open to warrior two. So the feet are directly underneath the wrists here. You'll still be pushing down into that right heel. But then we'll straighten the front leg. Right arm reaches to the sky. Find length in the right side body. On the exhale, hinge forward, shifting the hips to the left as the right arm reaches forward, reaches a little bit further, and then releases down to the shin, the ankle. Gaze can be up at the top hand. It can be at the side. It can be down. Breathe a little bit deeper. Feel the spine lengthening as the thigh spins up toward the sky, that left thigh. Inhale, return to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle, right forearm to thigh, left fingertips reach forward. Find the length, lots of energy from that back foot. You're rooting into the earth, and then you're reaching those left fingertips forward. Push down into the right heel. Slowly rise to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn the toes. Prasarita, hands to the hips, squeeze the elbows together, gaze up. And hinge forward, releasing the hands to the earth. Nice wide-legged stance here. You may stay at somewhat tall arms. Bend the elbows, come down to the forearms. Shifting weight into the balls of the feet. Feeling this stretch in the hamstrings, a little bit in the low back. Move the head from side to side so that you know you've released any tension in the neck and the jaw. And then rise to tall arms. Walk the hands to the front of the mat. And step back, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Remember, you can release that right knee to the earth if you choose. Otherwise, push down into the left heel and rise to crescent lunge. Hands come to heart center. Lean forward, lift the back heel. Draw that left hip in, and then twist to the left. Grow the spine nice and long. Feel that back hamstring lifting to the sky. And on an inhale, return to crescent lunge. Exhale to surrender into the pose, setting your focus. Inhale, reach taller. Exhale, opening up to that warrior two. Find your warrior two, spinning the thighs open, drawing the belly in, and then we'll straighten that front leg. Left arm to the sky, lengthening out that left side body, and then hinging into Trikonasana. Not too quickly though, we're still reaching forward, shifting hips back, and then releasing down. In the transitions, we truly find the power of the pose because we set up the body's alignment. Slowly return to warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to thigh, right fingertips reach forward. Now, even though the palm is facing down, you'll turn the sternum up. How long can you make your right side body? Really reaching that arm and leg to pull the skin taut. And then returning to warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg and turn the toes. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind the back and push the knuckles down for a shoulder rinse as the gaze goes up. And then exhale, hinge forward, Prasarita. Another option here is to take that strap or towel and use that instead of grasping the knuckles. Release the hands to the earth, tall arms. Walk the hands to the front of the mat, turning the toes and stepping the right foot forward. We'll come to a seat. So we'll take cow face seated this time, crossing the right knee over the left knee. You can also sit cross-legged, making your feet come forward just like those bicycle handles you had before, and then really sinking into the hip bones. So sometimes I need to just lift up, make sure that both hip bones, or both, I should say, both of my butt bones are on the earth, not so much the hip bones. We'll take that strap or towel in the right hand, reach it up to the sky, left arm out to a T, thumb faces down. Bring that left, or bend the left elbow, bring that hand behind the back and up toward the shoulder blades. And then bend the right elbow and grasp the towel between the hands. Pull on the towel to open up the elbows in opposite directions. You may find there's a little bit of shaking. That's okay. Tuck the chin in slightly to keep the neck nice and long. And then breathe a little bit deeper. And release that side. Send the legs long in front of you, arms up to the sky, flex the feet. Maybe there's a slight bend in the knees. Lift the chest, lead with the chest as you hinge forward. Maybe you're reaching for the soles of your feet, or your hands are on the side of the legs. The key here is a nice long spine. Really think about the low back being completely straight. Rising up and taking cow face in the opposite side. Left knee crosses over the right, or just sitting cross-legged. Feeling those feet off to the side, releasing the sit bones down to the earth. strap or scarf in the left hand, right arm out to a T, thumb down, bend that elbow, bring the hand behind the back, bend the left elbow, reach for that towel, and pull. So as you're pulling, you're really opening up those elbows. Breathe a little bit deeper. And release. Good work. Send that right leg long off to the side and draw the heel into the groin, the left heel into the groin, turning the torso to face that left knee. Slide the right arm along the inside of the right leg as the left arm goes up to the sky. Bend that left elbow, bringing the hand behind the head, and then turning the heart to the sky. Fill up the rib cage with air. Slowly return to center. Bring the soles of both feet together. Knees are butterflied open. Lift the chest. Hands are on the feet and hinge forward. Again, keeping the spine straight. Our goal isn't to round the back and bring our forehead to our feet. It's really to lean forward. And we'll rise up, keeping the right heel drawn into the groin. We'll open up that left leg off to the side. I don't think you can see him, but my dog happens to be right next to me there. Turn the chest toward the right knee, and then slide that left leg along, or the left arm inside that left leg, right arm up to the sky. Bend the elbow, bring the hand behind the head, and turn toward sky. Slowly rise up. Come to center on your backs. Knees to the sky, feet into the sit bones. We'll robot the arms by bending the elbows, hands directly up to the sky. Tuck the shoulders under. And once you've done that, usually your low back lifts. So now push that low back down into the earth. Push into the feet and lift the hips for a bridge pose. Then you might need to tuck the shoulders under even more. But you're really pushing down into the feet. Feel the neck nice and long. There's a slight chin tuck. So the benefit of the robot arms is that you can push into the upper arms a little bit to find some more height for the hips. Gives you some more stability. And then we'll lower it down, finding Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together, knees butterfly open. Bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Close the eyes and listen to your cycle of breath. See if you can even out that inhale and exhale, perhaps counting to 4 or 5, maybe 6, and making sure that what you're taking in is equal to what you're giving out. Draw the knees together. Send the arms out to a T. Cross the right thigh over the left thigh. Send the hips or shift the hips over to the right. Let the knees release to the left and gaze to the right. Supine twist. Return to center, and we'll change sides. So uncross the legs, lift the hips, and then release them back down. Cross that left thigh over the right. Shift the hips over to the left, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Come back to center. Give yourself a squeeze. Tight little ball. Reach for the soles of the feet. Draw the forehead up to the knees. And release into Shavasana, a final resting pose, fully surrendering into the earth here. Let the heels become heavy. Feel the ankles release, feet flop open. The calves melt into the earth. You become aware of the muscles that support the knee joints, and you allow them to release, softening the thighs, and allowing the entire lower body, the part of you that roots you to this earth and moves you from place to place, to sink in and release. Send your breath to the pelvic floor, your center of creation. And see if the right hip can release. And then the left hip. Drawing your awareness to the low back and the sacrum. And allowing those areas to melt into the earth. Let the belly release. Your center of intuition completely lets go for a few moments. The breath travels up the spine, allowing the muscles that support each vertebrae to release. The right shoulder blade lets go, and then the left shoulder blade. So that the shoulders relax. The arms become heavy. The forearms release and the wrists. The palms melt into the earth, and you let go of tension that sometimes sneaks into the fingertips and the thumbs. Draw your awareness to heart center, where you likely are feeling your breath, your center of love and joy. Opening it up and then resting it. Letting go of the tension in the neck and the jaw. The place that gives you a voice in this world. Release that, letting there be some space between the teeth and between the teeth and the cheeks. Breathing into the sinus passages, and allowing the eyes and the ears to release toward earth. Noticing the eyelids and the eyelashes. Sending your breath all the way toward the eyes to create a little extra space between the eyebrows. And then sending your breath right through the crown of your head. And recognizing the spirit that is you. Perhaps stepping outside the body and gazing down on yourself on the earth. Finding gratitude for all that you are. And giving yourself permission to simply breathe and to simply be for a few cycles of breath. And then the head moves side to side. And we awaken the body by finding movement in the fingers and toes. And extending the arms long overhead, toes point forward, full body stretch on an inhale. You arch the back. Exhale, bend the knees, roll to your right. Use your arm as a pillow. Keep the eyes closed to keep the attention drawn inward. Slowly rise to Sukhasana, cross-legged seated position. Hands come to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, thumbs to third eye center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Bowing it forward. Namaste.